Hi there, welcome to Nonsense Whisky. My name's VinPF, and on today's episode, we're going to be clearing the last of the Mackmyra core range. I've covered quite a lot of Mackmyra in the past. I've covered some special ones as well. This is the last in their basic core range, if you like, starting with the Mack, moving on to the Brooks Whisky, moving on to the Svensk Rök, and then finally, Svensk Rök. Now, this is something you need to be aware of before you start buying all of these things, because this is the same price as the Svensk Rök, but you're going to get a half-litre bottle instead of a 700 milliliter bottle. They're pretty much sold out as far as I can see on various places, but I'm sure you'll find this if you look hard enough, especially on the Mackmyra website. Further afield, I'm not sure. The UK is definitely available. They're really pushing hard in the UK at the moment, but I'm not so sure how they're reaching to the rest of the world. So if you can't get hold of this, I'm sorry, but it's probably worth you checking out. Now, Rök stands for smoke as a direct translation. And how they're smoking, they're using juniper wood to smoke their malt. It's juniper, but not the berries. Juniper berries, as we know, turns into gin. That's what they use to kind of steep their gin. I'm not really familiar with the whole gin making process. I don't really like gin that much. That's more my wife's thing. So moving on to this specifically, it's about £40 in the UK. Bear in mind again, the half litre, not the full 700 millilitres. But it's a 46.1 natural colour, non-chill filtered. And I have to say, before we even get into this, it's my favourite of the range. I know a lot of people, I did a Mackmyra tasting the other day with Mackmyra themselves, and a lot of people were preferring the kind of younger, maybe not even younger, but especially the more entry-level vibes. The Mack especially has got some exceptional fruity notes to it. Personally, as a 40%er and an added colour, chill filtered, it's not really my bag. I like it, but it's not really my bag. This is where I start to get more interested. The Svensk Rök was definitely interesting in itself. This one, my personal favourite. Now, pulling directly from the website, for the cask choices, they use American oak, Swedish oak, ex-bourbon barrels, and casks saturated with Oloroso. Interesting turns of phrases there, because when you say they used American oak and they've used ex-bourbon, I wonder if it's new oak. I mean, the language there suggests that it is. Hopefully it is. Let's get on to the tasting then and see what we've actually got in the glass then. Now, as you might expect, there's some peaty elements to it. For me, it's quite light. A good bridging whiskey, I would say. It's got some sweetness there as well. I'm getting some kind of caramel, fudgy notes off of it. But also some kind of sea salt. It's actually quite reminiscent of a lighter Talisker. That sort of thing. Let's try on the palate. Okay, so for me, beautiful palate. You can definitely tell it's Mackmyra. I wouldn't say that I would pick this out of a blind taste up that this is definitely Mackmyra, but having tried quite a lot of Mackmyra now, they have a flavour profile that propagates throughout that range. Same as things like Arran. Arran has a very specific flavour profile that follows through the core range. This is that not the same flavour, but they have that kind of following through. Getting that. It's very earthy and peaty. Not extremely so. It's not a heavily peated dram, but there's definitely earth and peat in there as well. Salty, as I said earlier, and some kind of tannic vibe as well. A bit of leathery tobacco vibes there. Very tasty. And in terms of a finish, it's not overly long. Medium. For me, it's quite drying, but in a good way. And it's spicy. Spicy as well, like almost like aniseed style spices. Not like a heavy aniseed. It's not like licorice, but in the back end there's definitely something going on. Now, as I said at the top, for me, it's my favourite of the range. I would, side by side with the Svensk Rök, Svensk Rök, if they were the same price and the same volume, it would be a no-brainer for me. Rök all the way. But because I'm getting a little bit less for my money, even though it's the same amount of money, I think they're on even keel. It's a bit odd to say, like you're getting more for your money with the Svensk Rök, and it is a good whiskey. This is my preferred one. Wish it was a little bit more. Probably would pay a little bit more for it as well. Like I said, this is roughly 40 quid in the UK. I think at a full-size bottle, this could probably easily sell 45, 50 quid. Just my opinion. But if you've tried this, let me know. I know a lot of you can't get hold of stuff like this. I'm sorry to cover things that people can't get hold of. But I'm just really enjoying Mackmyra at the moment, and it is just a really tasty dram. Personally, recommended.